my phone, and I was holding my dress.
Yeah, I did too, and I gave him like the opposite, and it was awkward, but I didn't want to like leave him hanging.
No.
He's like, I got it, sorry.
Here we go. Hey, we're rocking and rolling now, aren't we? All right. Well, my name is Marty Roth. I'm the president of the University of Charleston, and it is my pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to the 2026 Spring Commencement Ceremony for the University of Charleston. All right. This is always the best day in the life of a university, to celebrate the hard work and the accomplishments of our most recent graduates. So who here is ready to celebrate today? All right, that's what I'm talking about. All right, well, we're going to get started today with the singing of the national anthem from the University Singers. But before we do that, we will have an invocation from Pastor Matt Santon from River Ridge Church. So I ask you all to remain standing for the invocation and then the singing of the national anthem. Matt?
Good morning. Before I say the invocation, I'd like to read to you from Psalm 121. And you all have had the privilege for the last number of years of being in one of the most beautiful states in America, with just the beauty and majesty of the mountains. And so this psalm speaks about the beauty and majesty of the mountains and a reminder of where our help comes from. Psalm 121, verse 1. I lift my eyes up to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for these graduates, God, that you have brought them to this place. God, I thank you for all of the people who have helped them along the way, from professors to coaches to friends to family to grandparents and so many others, Lord. We give thanks to all the people who have helped to make this day possible, to bring these graduates here today. And Lord, as we go forward today with this ceremony of recognizing these graduates, we pray that your presence would be with us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, everyone, please be seated. So today is about the success of our graduates. And it's going to be my honor and privilege, that of the Board of Trustees who you see as you face the stage to the left, our deans and the provost, to see the smile on your face as your name is called, you walk across the stage and get your hard-earned diploma. And it was hard to earn that diploma. Earning a degree at the University of Charleston takes hard work. And for each of you, there was adversity that you faced to get you to the finish line today. It's adversity that your faculty and our staff tried to help you navigate through. It was adversity that those here that are celebrating with you today, family and friends, were there to coach and counsel you, and those who are just joining us remotely or may not have the opportunity to be present today physically in our ceremony, that were there to give you the encouragement that you needed to get to the finish line. And I bring this up because it's one of the things I want you to leave here today thinking about is hard work. We all face adversity. When we face adversity, the work gets harder. But the harder the work, the more rewarding the success. And that's what I hope you're all feeling today, is how rewarding it is to have fought through the adversity, to have done the hard work, to reach this milestones in your lives. How many of you here today are parents? I'm sorry, not in the audience. How many of our students that are graduating today, how many of you are parents? Just put your hand up. Excellent. So as parents, you know, going through the journey of earning your degree, there was nothing like free time. Free time is like a mythical creature, like Bigfoot or a clean minivan, just not something that you had the luxury of experiencing during your degree. And as a parent pursuing a degree, in the same hour, you could experience so many things. The pride in working towards your degree, guilt for missing a bedtime story, stress from having to meet multiple deadlines, and the joy of your child's hug. Well, many of you who are graduating here today completed one or more internships. As a student parent, you balance classes with toddlers or adolescents, which is basically an unpaid internship with no human resources department to support you. You've not just earned a degree, you are showing your kids, your children, what perseverance and success looks like. You're giving them no better life example than your success here today. Well done. And I know, as we can see by the stoles, but I'm going to ask all of our student athletes who are here to raise their hands. We appreciate you all as Golden Eagles. And if you're a student athlete who is graduating here today, congratulations. You didn't just earn a degree, you earned it while someone was blowing a whistle at you every day. Most students struggle to get up at 8 a.m. for a class. Student athletes have already lifted weights, run sprints, and question their life choices by the time they get to class at 8 o'clock. And student athletes don't just need a lecture on perseverance. You've survived conditioning drills, bus rides longer than some relationships last, and all-nighters after a double overtime game and a 3-hour bus ride home. I point all these things out, even if you weren't part of one of those groups, of the type of adversity that you faced as a student. And sadly, I must tell you, even after you get your degree today, you will still face adversity. And in fact, the more roles and responsibilities you take on in your life, which should be a result of having earned your degree here at the University of Charleston, the level of adversity gets higher and higher and higher. But we know that your experience here at UC has given you the tools that you need to combat and defeat adversity. You've learned how to communicate, manage your time, utilize data to make effective decisions, hone your critical thinking skills, all the things that are going to be necessary foundations to take on the adversity that you're going to face as your careers and your journeys unfold. We're proud that you've gained those skills and know those skills are going to serve you well. Success is hard. Work is hard. You've demonstrated the ability to take on those challenges here at UC, and we know that you'll continue to do so. There's a saying that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. It's great to go out on the weekend on the lake and have the seas be smooth. Well, I guess the lake would be smooth, actually. And that's great to have that luxury, but your real growth is going to come from when those seas are turbulent and you have done the work to take on that adversity, master the success, and reap the rewards of your hard work. Resilience is built in the moments when doubt feels loudest and you choose to move forward. You make the choice to move forward, to work through your challenges. I began with, they say success takes hard work. Just remember, work always comes before success, in the dictionary and in life. We're proud of your hard work. We're proud of your success. And speaking of success, one of the things that we take great joy in doing in our commencement ceremonies is having a member of the graduating class share some of their experiences, not only with their colleagues, but with all of our guests who are joining us today. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Julie Mielkova, our undergraduate student of the year. Julie, you good? Sure, clap now. Let me tell you a little bit about Julie as she makes her way towards the stage. Julie joined us from the Czech Republic. She earned her bachelor's degree in business administration with majors in entrepreneurship and professional selling. Every semester here at the University of Charleston, she has been on either the provost or the dean's list. She's represented the university nationally through the Future Business Leaders of America events, and in addition to being an active participant in many student organizations, including the Global Student Organization, she competed as a student athlete here on the women's volleyball team as an outside hitter. Julie, we're very proud of you, and we look forward to hearing your remarks. Podium is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. President, faculty, staff, families, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2026. We all arrived here with a certain idea of who we were: an athlete, a business major, a leader, a freshman trying to figure things out. In sports, there are two kinds of players: the ones who defend the game and the ones who finish it. When I arrived at the University of Charleston, I was a defender, a libero in volleyball. My job was stability, consistency, staying low, support others, and make sure the ball never hits the ground. At that time, that world felt safe, familiar for me. But what I didn't realize was that UC wouldn't let me stay the same. I came to UC not only as a freshman, but as someone adjusting to a new culture, a new educational system, and a new way of communicating in a foreign language. Everything felt unfamiliar. The classrooms were different. The expectations were different. Even small daily interactions required more effort than they used to. And in those first weeks, I believe many of us felt something similar. That quiet uncertainty. The question, will I belong here? What makes the University of Charleston special is that it doesn't just welcome you, but it challenges you. At UC, professors don't let you sit comfortably in the back row. They ask questions. They expect you to contribute. They stay after class to help you understand, but they also expect you to rise to the standard. Our coaches demanded discipline. Our teammates demanded accountability. Administrators create opportunities that pushed us forward. UC builds unforgettable student athletes, not just because we win, although we do win a lot, but because of the culture behind those victories. This year, my volleyball team won the Mountain East Conference tournament for the first time in program history. That moment was bigger than just the trophy. It was the result of years of belief, of teammates holding each other accountable, of coaches refusing to let us settle. And somewhere along the way, something unexpected happened. I was moved from libero to outside hitter, from defense to offense, from support to impact. At first, I doubted myself. Outside hitter is visible. It carries pressure. You are expected to score. You are expected to take risks, to step forward. But what I learned is that growth often looks like being placed in positions that you don't feel ready for. The same thing happened outside of athletics. I stepped into leadership roles. I became the president of the sales club, taking on responsibilities that required me to speak confidently, organize events, and represent others. And through it all, I realized something else. UC doesn't just educate students, it sees the potential in us, sometimes before we even see it in ourselves. And that belief changes you, quietly at first, and then all at once. What makes this university remarkable is its people. The classmates who are your biggest competition in the classrooms, but still support you. The teammates who push you through practices, but celebrate you after. The professors who challenge your thinking and refuse to let you choose the easy answer. The coaches who demand excellence, but never stop believing in us. We are surrounded by individuals who raise the standard, and then they help us reach it. As a student in entrepreneurship and professional selling, I learned about strategy, about communication, and about leadership. But more importantly, I learned that success is rarely individual. It is built through relationships, it is built through trust, it is built through teams. Our conference championship was not won because of one player. It was won because of collective discipline and many years of dedication. Our academic success was never achieved alone. It was shaped by professors who invested in us and peers who studied alongside us. Our success was never individual. Not in the classrooms, not on the court, not in life, we build it together. Looking back, I'm grateful that UC did not allow me to remain a libero in volleyball or in life. It encouraged me to take bigger swings, to speak louder, to lead forward, to step into places that once intimidated me, like this stage. And I believe that this is what this university has done for all of us. We arrived with a certain expectations of who we were, but we are leaving with a deeper understanding of who we can become. As we graduate today, we carry more than just our degrees. We carry resilience, built from early morning practices to late night study sessions. We carry confidence, shaped by presentations that once made our hands shake. We carry discipline, learned from coaches, and wisdom from professors who believed in us. This is not the peak. This is our new beginning. Some of us will step into careers, some will continue their education, some will take risks and choose uncertain paths. But this uncertainty isn't something to fear. It's a proof that we are still growing. There will be moments where we will doubt ourselves, when things don't go as planned, when the effort feels heavier than the reward. But we already know how to respond to that because that's how we got here. Through work, through sacrifice, through refusing to quit when it would have been easier to settle. The future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we build. Decision by decision, standard by standard, day by day. We are not finished products. We are in progress, and that is the most exciting part. So let's choose ambition, let's choose courage, let's choose to represent the values that got us here today. Integrity, responsibility, discipline, and let's take it wherever we go next. The best years of our lives are not behind us. They are still ahead of us. Always remember, do not stay in the position that you arrived at. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to be challenged. Allow yourself to move from defense to impact. Because if UC has taught us anything, it's this. We are capable of more than we think, especially when we are surrounded by people who believe in us. Class of 2026, I would sincerely want to congratulate you on this incredible milestone. I wish you all the success in the world wherever you go next. I wish to see you all again. Congratulations, and enjoy every moment of today. Thank you.
Grab a picture with this. Here you go. Come on up here. Julie Mielkova. We have outstanding faculty here at the University of Charleston. And unfortunately, every year, some of them retire. And that gives us an opportunity to recognize them with status as an emeritus faculty member. They know they are always welcome here to participate in future commencement ceremonies, attend athletic events, take advantage of resources here at UC. So I'm going to ask at this time for our two newest emeritus faculty members to stand and be recognized. Suzanne King, our Grand Marshal for today. And Dr. Christy Lucas, Dean of the School of Pharmacy. Thank you both, not just for your years of dedicated service, but the excellence that you have brought to the classroom and the leadership that you have provided to your respective schools and to the University of Charleston. And now it gives me great pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker for today. Very honored to have Amanda Barron joining us. While a native of Ohio, Amanda has spent the majority of her professional career here in West Virginia. After graduating from Ohio University with a journalism degree, she entered into broadcast journalism, starting out in Parkersburg, West Virginia, then left the state for a little while to Erie, Pennsylvania, and then we were fortunate to lure her back to West Virginia. She came back as the evening anchor at one of our major network affiliates, WSAZ, and in 2021 joined WOWK. She's a news anchor, leads the West Virginia Tonight show, does weekday radio broadcasts on Metro News, and has most recently started the On the Record streaming podcast. She's passionate about the welfare of people and animals, children, health, nutrition, and wellness. She's incredibly well respected in the Charleston area for her authenticity, her storytelling, and her ability to enter into all of our homes in a welcoming, in a comforting, and in an informative way, where after she has shared an episode or a broadcast, we both feel more informed, but we feel better as members of the community here in the Charleston area. She's a great partner to the University of Charleston. As we have great news and great stories to share, we know Amanda is just a text or an email or a phone call away to help us get the recognition that we think will be appropriate for audiences to know about the great things that we're doing here at UC. And that was not more telling a couple of weeks ago when we hosted the 2026 University of Charleston Marathon, and Amanda and her colleagues at WOWK were our media partners and did a fantastic job making sure that the community recognized what we were able to bring to the community, and that included a lot of the students here today volunteering their time, making sure that that was a great experience for all of the hundreds of guests that came to Charleston to participate in those events. So at this time, I would like to invite Amanda to the stage, as well as Board of Trustees member Beth Walker, and we will confer an honorary degree on Amanda Barron. Please join me.
Good morning, Mr. President, on this wonderful occasion. On behalf of our faculty and Board of Trustees, it will also be our pleasure to confer upon Amanda Barron an honorary Doctor of Letters degree. Amanda, your impressive accomplishments in journalism, leadership, and community engagement, along with your commitment to education and helping others, are quite deserving of this recognition.
Thank you all so much. Thank you to all of you. And thank you to all of you guys. You look beautiful. Are you guys so excited? Yeah. Congratulations. And again, I just want to say from the deepest part of my heart, thank you so much for this. I enjoy partnering with you guys in so many different ways. There are amazing people here and amazing students too, and I'm really honored. So thank you so much. To the class of 2026, you did it. Yay. Today, you can all just take that collective breath out, knowing that all of your hard work has paid off. You've taken the exams, you've taken the time, you've taken the advice, all to become a professional. But today, I want you to take something else. I want you to take a word of encouragement so that you can become, in addition to whatever your professional accolades are today, an encourager. Being encouraged is such an incredible blessing. And I want you to look around this room right now. And I'm so glad it's cozy because we can all look. I want you to look to the people who supported you throughout this journey and give them a little wave. There you go. Yes, very nice. So many people who have encouraged you along the way. For me, some of the people who work here at the University of Charleston have been some of my biggest cheerleaders long before I was asked to give this speech and long before they even worked at the University of Charleston. Makes me choked up. Dr. Beth Wolf is back there. She is your Executive Vice President of Enrollment Management, and it is no surprise to me that enrollment continues to soar under your leadership and under your encouragement. So, good job. Dr. Bill Manier is an adjunct faculty member within the School of Leadership, and he is watching online today. And he's also been a constant source of encouragement to me for so many years, so I thank him too. And also to Dr. Roth. If you guys saw the letter that he wrote to me to come stand here today, you know why I'm not doing anything else, okay? That was probably the nicest letter I've ever read in my life, thank you. I think I called you within like 2 seconds, because sometimes I'm not always a phone call or a text and email away. Some of you know it's like 10 emails or 10 text messages, but I digress. Anyways, perhaps you should have gone into journalism. It was really nice, thank you. With all of that said, though, I do think it's time that I come clean about something. The University of Charleston has a deep and proud history. And one of the chapters of that history, have you guys studied it? It actually includes a name change. In the early 1900s, a coal operator, Morris Harvey, made a significant financial contribution to put this institution on a solid footing financially, and he was the namesake. So fast forward about 8 decades later, it was December of 1978, and this university was named the University of Charleston. There was a lesser-known name change, though, in the early 2000s, when a young reporter called the school Harvey Morris College in a recorded report for the 6 o'clock news. I do not remember what that story was about, but boy, do I remember that mistake. And as you might imagine, it really stressed me out, like big time. So today I want you to encourage yourselves to know and to trust that things really always have a way of shaking themselves out. They have a way of working themselves out. Like how I'm able to use a very cringeworthy moment in my young career at the time to open up a commencement speech that I'm so honored to give 20 years later. Over the last couple of months, this speech, this moment in my life would come up with people that I was having conversations with, just telling them that it was something that I was working on and it was on my mind. And during that time, I got a lot of encouragement, and I really appreciated that. I also got a lot of advice. I appreciated that too. But when it comes to that advice, I didn't use any of it, none of it. 3 people said, use ChatGPT for some ideas. Hard pass. For better or worse, this one is coming from my heart today and my head, so you are getting OI, original intelligence, not AI. Another piece of advice was just watch some YouTube videos. You'll get some great ideas from that. Absolutely not. This speech is not coming from an algorithm, and I'm sure, how many of your algorithms right now are filled with graduation speeches? Mine is, at least. You can watch speeches at a moment's notice. You've already heard that advice. My algorithm is full of them. And just yesterday, as I took a moment to just mindlessly scroll, Hillary Duff's commencement speech came up. I don't know where she was speaking. I didn't get that far into it. I watched it for like 30 seconds, started questioning everything I wrote for you guys, and I just knew I needed to stop because the internet was not where I needed to be for this speech. My point is that AI and technology, it all has its place. It all has its place, but your original intelligence is a vital part of this message that I hope you'll carry home today as you walk across the stage and then go hug your families. Here's my advice. Advice and encouragement might be in the same family, but even siblings can be really, really different, yet still have the same roots. Advice can sound like encouragement, and you'll often hear people say, oh, write this down, or you should do this, or why didn't you do that? Do this. Advice is actionable. Encouragement isn't something as simple as just a list that you can write down. I think it's something that you really can feel deep in your soul. Let me give you an example. If I was to give you all just some advice today, some boxes you could check, things I think are awesome, this is what I would say to you. I'd say, talk to Jesus, drink water, take chlorophyll, I'm not that kind of a doctor, and wash your clothes with a little bit of vinegar. And if anybody wants to talk about any of that stuff afterwards, it's like all my favorite things to talk about, so we can do that later. But those are all things that you can just write down. You don't really feel much when I tell you that. But let me counter it all with a word of encouragement. By sitting here today where you all are, I hope you guys all know, and you've heard this message so far already today, that you are so capable of difficult things. And if you need further proof, it's right there, and it'll all be in your hands in just a couple of minutes when you get your degree. I also want you to know that you're brave. And I know some of you out there are going to think I'm crazy for saying that, but just hang with me for a second. Maybe you made it through school, and school just simply does not come easy for you, and there were days you did not think you could study for one more test or give one more presentation. You just had it. You didn't quit. You did it. You're here today. Maybe school does come easy for you, but trying to deal with like the financial part of all of it and working and trying to balance this life that you're trying to achieve, maybe that was really hard and it felt like a never-ending struggle. You persevered. Maybe neither of those things were a factor, but life just threw a lot at you while you were here. You had a lot of personal stuff going on, and you wanted to throw in the towel, but you didn't. Maybe you did this today with zero family support. You should be really proud of yourself, too. Whatever challenges you faced over the last couple of years, you overcame and you did it. You're really brave. And that bravery is going to carry you forward as you take your next steps into adulthood and your career. Now, when it comes to bravery, I never would have thought that I would ever told someone outside of a member of the military or a firefighter or a police officer that they were brave. But I was going through a particularly difficult season in my own life, and I had a conversation that still sticks with me. It will stick with me for the rest of my life because of how it made me feel. I told my sister about a decision I made, and in a moment where it would have been really easy for her to just give me advice or say, why didn't you do that sooner, or you should have done this, or you didn't do this, or this is what you need to do next. She didn't. She just looked at me and said, what you did was really brave. And let me tell you, this sister of mine loves a to-do list. She has lists about her to-do list. Like, I'm not joking. She's intense when it comes to the list. And she really had some advice for me, too. But she didn't give me the advice. She just encouraged me. And I can't tell you how many times I've pulled that memory up to think about exactly how it made me feel in that moment when I needed it most. And it's carried me through some other really tough moments as well. There are people in this room who did that for you in your life and in previous seasons to get you here to the University of Charleston campus and to get you to this moment. And as you walk away today with a degree that has some pretty specific achievements where you might become a nurse or a business administrator, you might be doing something in psychology or public health or exercise science, I want to encourage every single one of you today, before all of those job titles, make yourself an encourager first. Make people feel something about themselves. And the effort that you put into giving them a boost can change the trajectory of their life and the lives of everybody else that they touch. I say all that with the reminder that advice is still really a good thing. And we should all be grateful for somebody who takes the time to share their expertise with us, even if it's expertise. Right? Even advice you don't use is helpful because it can help you think critically. But there's something about that word of encouragement that can turn an ordinary moment or a conversation into something that will truly last a lifetime, just like that conversation I had with my sister. Which brings me to another conversation I had just a couple of months ago. It was actually an interview that I was doing with a pastor in Charleston. His name is Pastor Matthew Watts. And he came on the show back in February to discuss the life and legacy of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, the civil rights leader, the civil rights icon had just passed away. And he told us about the time that he spent with Reverend Jackson and all of the things that he learned from him over decades of, being alongside him in different capacities. But there's part of that conversation that Pastor Watts said, and it is something I have literally thought about every single day since that February afternoon when we did that interview. Pastor Watts said that Reverend Jesse Jackson was a part of a TV news special about 40 years ago. It was hosted by Bill Moyer, where they were discussing issues that were affecting the African-American family. And Reverend Jackson was a part of this distinguished panel of guests, and after the show aired, they had this big discussion. And one of the points that Reverend Jackson made was this. He said he was concerned that opportunity was exceeding effort. Opportunity was exceeding effort. And I just want you to think about that for a second and let it sit on your mind in the context of your own life. Pastor Watts told us that that's a line that he uses all the time when he's talking to children and making sure that they're doing everything they can to have the best life possible. And since I heard him tell us that during the interview, I've been so convicted by this sentiment. As I started preparing this speech, I was conflicted with it though, because I was like, okay, well, is this advice or is it encouragement? Because it's like, advice feels like something you should do, but encouragement is something you feel. But for me, like, this one's both. And so Thursday night, like 2 nights ago, I had this aha moment. That sentiment is like encouragement filled with advice, wrapped in a big hug, and then a swift kick in the rear end. Because it really made me think about the effort that I put forth in my own life. And I'm not just talking like the big career moments. I'm just talking about like every single little thing I do. And I best describe it as like a stuffed strawberry. Have you ever had a stuffed strawberry before? You haven't? Well, you should. After graduation, you need to have one, okay? So like, the encouragement is the strawberry, right? Like, the strawberry is so beautiful and it's just perfect on its own. It tastes good, it smells good. And then the filling in that stuffed strawberry is the advice, and it's cheesecake, by the way, in this example. And then it's dipped in chocolate, and that's your hug. And then for good measure, the massive kick in the rear end for this example is when you just eat too many of them. Is your opportunity exceeding effort? It's something for all of us to think about every day. It's a call to action. It's a deep-seated feeling that opportunity is everywhere. You just need to see it. You need to be aware that it's there. It can be grandiose, but it doesn't have to be. It can be as simple as knowing that your legs work, so you should get out of bed and go for a walk. Or as simple as knowing your eyes work, so you should put down your phone and read a book. It can also be as simple as the opportunity to just encourage someone. So maybe instead of next time, like putting a thumbs up on a text or a heart, you say something like, hey, you made a great call. Or good decision. Or you're almost there. Or, hey, I know that wasn't easy, but you did it. Nice job. The opportunity you have to do that for someone is endless. And it's actually low effort and high reward for all of the people who are in your life, whether it's somebody you know, a family member, or even a stranger. Today, I encourage you to put your effort into that, to become what's on your degree, but also to become an encourager. Through your own OI, your original intelligence, build somebody up. Let them hear you say that they're brave and allow them to feel that in that moment and every day after deep down in their soul. Because the way you can encourage somebody is unique, it's worthwhile, it's meaningful in this world. If you let your effort in this aspect of your life exceed your opportunity, you'll be a part of setting somebody up for an achievement just like the one you are sitting in right now. Congratulations to the class of 2026. May you consider all advice. May you be encouraged by others and encourage someone else. And may you sincerely thank those who've already done that in your life. And leave this chapter with a promise that you will consider your effort and your opportunity each and every day. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you, Amanda. And I had the pleasure recently of driving around in the car for a little while with Amanda, a series that we do here called Discover UC. So I encourage you to go out onto YouTube or the universities or Amanda's social media and check out our conversation. She did a good job of not only letting me interview her, but interviewing me as part of the process. It was a lot of fun. Who's ready to get their diploma? All right, here we go. All right, our provost Dr. Dan Silber will now join me for the conferring of degrees.
Good morning. Will the candidates for the associate degrees please stand and remain standing? Associate
Anybody?
degrees.
There we go.
There you go. President Roth, I have the privilege of presenting to you the candidates of the Associate of Arts and Associate of Science degrees. These students have completed or are scheduled to complete the requirements for their respective degrees as approved by the faculty. I therefore request that you confer upon them the appropriate degrees.
By the authority vested in me, by the Board of Trustees of the University of Charleston, and by the State of West Virginia, and upon the unanimous recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree appropriate to your course of study, with all rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto.
Congratulations, graduates. You may be seated. Now, will the candidates for the bachelor degrees please stand and remain standing? President Roth, I have the privilege of presenting to you the candidates of the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science degrees. These students have completed or are scheduled to complete the requirements for their respective degrees as approved by the faculty, and I therefore request that you confer upon them the appropriate degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Charleston and by the State of West Virginia, and upon the unanimous recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the degree appropriate to your course of study, with all rights, honors, and privileges appertaining thereto. Well done.
Congratulations, graduates. Please remain standing. Will the Associate of Arts and Associate of Science graduates please stand again? Please stand again. Now, all graduates, please turn your graduation tassel from right side to left side.
Woo!
You may be seated. At this time, our University Grand Marshal, Professor Suzanne King, and Assistant Marshal, Dr. Jeannie Dalporto, will lead the graduates to the stage where they will be recognized and receive congratulations from the President. Those who are graduating with honors will be recognized as their names are read. Latin honors are designated for the student completing a bachelor's degree, summa cum laude, and highest honors indicate a GPA of 3.9 to 4.0. Magna cum laude and high honors indicate the second highest level of GPA at 3.75 to 3.89. And cum laude and honors indicate the third highest level of GPA at 3.5 to 3.74. And finally, academic distinction is awarded to students who transfer in more than half of the credits needed to complete their degree and achieve a 3.90 GPA or higher at UC. The following graduates are receiving a Bachelor of Arts degree from the School of Arts and Sciences. Rylan Becht. Jameson Tony. Abby Marie Roberts, summa cum laude. Brianna McClinton. Austin D. Carcove. Shayna Dodson, summa cum laude. Jayla Marie Haven, summa cum laude. Madison Elizabeth Partridge, cum laude. Bianca Polistina. Eduardo Rodriguez, magna cum laude. Maria Catalina Alvarez, academic distinction. Callista Renee Milne. Alejandro Salgado Romero, cum laude. Carlos Gómez. Pau Sánchez Marin. Dustin Ray White. Denoris Wardlow. Anthony Lee Burge, magna cum laude. Michaela Danielle Workman, summa cum laude. The following graduates are receiving a Bachelor of Science degree from the School of Arts and Sciences. Viola Hirtzberger, cum laude. Sofia Krasikova, cum laude. Riva Hondiashvili, cum laude. Angeli Phuong Nguyen. Ian Maxwell Cobbs. Stephen Matthew Maddox, cum laude. Maya Toombs, cum laude. Brandon Alderson. Chloe Page Fortner, summa cum laude. Hannah Ruth Goes, summa cum laude. Chloe Celeste Good, cum laude. Chang Yam Tu Bui, summa cum laude. Macy Leanne Smith. Alex Jackson Cochran, summa cum laude. Samuel Edward Slodick. David Made. Hayden Fogel. Arthur Kramer, summa cum laude. Autumn Faith Settle, summa cum laude. Jenny Marie Bunner. Mackenzie Ann Pauley, magna cum laude. Megan J. Walker. Deshea Monique Booker, cum laude. Aiden Ibrahim Mohammed. Laura Delgado de Torres Sala, summa cum laude. Rachel Eichler. Win Fung Lin Tran, magna cum laude. Allison Tamara Rothman. Kaylee Sarah, summa cum laude. Darby Ann Stoltz. Gus Anthony Willis Jr. The following students are receiving a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration degree from the School of Business. Jair Darius Jones. Jalen Rivens. Sophia Knowles, academic distinction. Julie Mihalkova, summa cum laude. Maria Cecilia Gomez. Marco Martin Helmut Kost. Jonathan Salpakari, magna cum laude. Kennedy Lanice McLean. Gabrielle Mackenzie Harrison, cum laude. Lauren Emily Besford, magna cum laude. Sara Martinez. DJ Harrison. Malia McCann Coles, summa cum laude. Amanda Jill Pinkley, summa cum laude. Leonardo Dutra. Sofia Mosquera Chavera. Ava Landers, cum laude. Hayden L. Pack, cum laude. Levi M. Paxton, magna cum laude. Brevin Carter Dekrosh, cum laude. Samuel Lamont. Miana Oglesby. Tiago Leme Romano Lima, summa cum laude. Devin William Fletcher. Alfred Ish, cum laude. Benjamin Nickel. Andrew Nemeth, magna cum laude. Caitlin Donovan. Sylvianne Yates Jenner. Addison Grace Mass, summa cum laude. Sharelle Ann Walker. Timoteusz Zadeberny. The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Arts degree from the School of Health Sciences. Kara Holmes, honors. Cheyenne Totten. Courtney Prather. Kelly Alicia Chapman. Nathaniel Hall. Giselle Danzine. Hannah Nicole Smith. Colette McKinsey Collins. Heather Marie Mullins. Candace Grace Jones. Jacob Young. The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Science degree from the School of Health Sciences. Austin Blake Lee Williams. Jana Coralie Davis, highest honors. Hunter Joseph Monet. Margaret Ada Gadomski. Andrew Michael Hughes. Garrett Lee Ratcliffe, highest honors. Megan Sizemore. Abigail Grace Turner, highest honors. Taylor Jean Salisbury, highest honors. Madison Jade Farris. Yeah. Cheyenne Joe Asbury. Ashley Wood, honors. Savannah Nicole Plummer. Lisa Michelle Palmer. Tanya Lee Spearin. Olivia Reese Moffitt. Jada Danielle McCourt. Kaylin Davis. Emma Clendenin. Allison Hunt, High Honors. Morgan Nicole Vass. Kiera Cooper. Brianna Young. The following graduates are receiving a Bachelor of Science degree from the School of Health Sciences. Michaela Marie Tomlin. Kaylee Brooke Cook. Emily Crystal Perry, summa cum laude. Michaela Irvine. Lindsay Michelle Hackney. Caitlin Lee, magna cum laude. Logan Wayne Monk. Jalen Mia Burris, cum laude. Hannah Noel Massey. Addie Joelle Parsons. Bronwyn Elaine Henley. Lauren B. Persinger. Brianna Grace Dotson, magna cum laude. Brogan McPherson Moses, cum laude. Erica Lynn Davis, cum laude. Gabrielle Yolaine Johnson. Erica Marie Davis. Aaliyah Jade Lark, cum laude. Autumn Shea Lark, cum laude. Kaylee Jo Hensley. Elizabeth Page Shepard. Olivia Braxton Moore, summa cum laude. Marcy Jepleting. Chloe Maria Bays. Emma Marie Antigua, academic distinction. Abigail Grace Avila, cum laude. John Stansbury II. Hayden Sue Slinkard, summa cum laude. Megan Lynn Liston, cum laude. Kelly K. Sullins, cum laude. Madison Short. Kiana Renee Cooper. Zachary Tyler Newsom, magna cum laude. Anna Elizabeth Gregor. Jennifer MacArthur, magna cum laude. Caitlin Gauze, cum laude. Gabriella Aliyah Hill. Damari Curry, academic distinction. Kendall Morgan Dominic, summa cum laude. Abigail Morgan Anderson, magna cum laude. Chloe Grace Warburton, magna cum laude. Let us again congratulate all the graduates. All graduates, please rise and remain standing. All University of Charleston faculty, staff, and administration, please rise and remain standing. And all family and friends who've made this day possible, please rise and remain standing as we acknowledge our appreciation for your support of our graduates.
All right, thank you, Mr. Provost. Everyone, please remain standing. At this point in our ceremony, we are going to sing the University Alma Mater. So I invite the University of Singers onto the stage. All right, everyone, please take your seats. As we close our ceremony today, after much well-deserved congratulations, just a few instructions. Please remain at your seats as the stage party, faculty, and then the graduates recess from the Innovation Center. After the graduates have left the arena, everyone else, please join us for a reception with light refreshments in the rotunda in Riggleman Hall. So you'll exit the Innovation Center and head to your left. And also, take advantage of our gorgeous campus, beautiful sunshine, and especially the Riverbank lawn to take photos and celebrate with your graduates. Our Vice President and Dean of Students, Virginia Moore, will provide us with those exiting instructions. Congratulations again, class of 2026. We've gotten some great advice from Julie, from Amanda, and I'm going to close out with the following. In my experience, there are three types of people. There are those who let things happen. There are those who make things happen, and there are those who have no clue what happened. University of Charleston Golden Eagles, go out and make great things happen. We're proud of you.
Will the stage party please recess from the arena? Will the faculty please rise? Will the graduates please rise one last time? Will our guests please rise? If you in the bottom 4 rows, please come down the steps and exit from the arena floor. Please be careful. Join us at the reception in the Rotunda and Riggleman Hall, and have a safe drive home from campus.